Hello everyone, welcome to Whack, fucking Whack Comics. I'm here with the main fucking man, Gem Mint Collectible. It's so fucking good to have you here with me, man. How you going?
Yo, what's up, man? Thanks for having me on. How's it going?
It's going great, man. It's nice and early here in Australia for me, but I would have woken up a lot earlier just to chat with you, man. I really appreciate
Man,
your time.
I appreciate it. Look, is it true that the toilets spin counterclockwise in Australia compared to in America? Because I learned that from The Simpsons as a kid, and I've lived with that for my entire life as a fact.
Yeah, The Simpsons
Okay.
don't lie.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything on that episode of The Simpsons is true. We also get a giant boot up the arse if we
The
misbehave.
booty. Not only are they did they not lie, they actually predict the future as well. So it's pretty
That's
cool.
it. Yeah. Question number one. For, somehow, if people do not know Gem Mint, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck is Gem Mint? Gem Mint is my alter ego, which started as an Instagram page, then turned into a YouTube channel, then kind of turned into, I don't know, its own living, breathing thing. I'm just a part of it. As you can see behind me, it's engulfing me as we speak. But yeah, I think most people would probably know Gem Mint from doing statue unboxing videos or maybe doing like omnibus videos. I think a lot of people from each of those communities kind of found each other, man, when this all kind of came together around what 2018, 2019, 2020. And people that collected statues started noticing the omnibus and vice versa. And it kind of just became this big thing.
Yeah, I think I found you in 2019 myself, and I just watched you blew up and blow up, and your library get bigger and bigger, and when you moved into this new house, it's so fucking impressive. This massive library you got behind you, and it just keeps on growing, man. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
appreciate it. You know what's a funny thought is that this all really started from me trying to figure out how do I build this library? How do I obtain all this stuff? And in that hunt and in that chase kind of led into where I'm at, which is crazy.
That it's like I remember watching the vlogs. You going through setting up the library. Did it take a good while to get it there?
Yeah, during the time it felt like it was taking forever, and I knew during the time I wish I would have captured the content a little bit better and the progress a little bit more. It really just became almost like an Instagram journey, which was cool for me because that's where I really started. That's like my home base to me. But I wish I would have had more content for YouTube, but it felt like it was taking forever. But then looking back, like anything else, it's kind of like a blink in the eye. But
It's great, man. Yeah, it's awesome. I love watching you grow and continue to grow. And
appreciate it.
it's an inspiration for us all, really.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. That's crazy. And I feel you because I have my inspirations too, and I have the people that I used to watch that inspired me to do it. And I've reached out to them on my own to let them know. So I know that feeling is dope.
Question number two. We've heard a lot about characters that you love. You've been very vocal about that. But what comic book character do you hate?
Oh wow, do I hate? I think it's like you have your characters that you love. So if you don't really hear me talk about them, if I don't love them, it's not that I hate them, but it's just all. What's the word that I want to use? It's not. I don't hate or love them. I don't even think about it. You know what I mean? Like it's not even on my radar. So I don't think I have comic book characters that I hate, but I have a ton of them that are out there that aren't for me, that I don't follow, that I probably would never read a comic of or collect a figure of. But not that I hate them, but just maybe not for me for one reason or the other.
Would you name one or two of them?
I can't think of one off the top that a
No,
character can't really think.
fair enough.
To me, they would be whack, but that doesn't mean that it's whack to everybody, right? So if
Yeah.
it's whack comics, if it's a whack character, I could
Mm.
think so, but somebody else, they could grow up and that's their favorite character, which is kind of like what's always been cool about the hobby and comics in general. And what's funny about that is like we have a Facebook group. Let's give it a little plug here, the Geminites Facebook group, which is really a lot of like comic book readers, omnibus readers. And somebody just made a post. I think it was my boy Tanner bashing the Spider-Man 2099 omnibus. He couldn't even finish it, got through 15 issues. And I'm like, it's so crazy how that could be one of my favorite books and favorite stories, but to somebody else, they hated it. So that's kind of mind blowing. And that's kind of like the same thing with characters.
Yeah, for sure. I know there's definitely a lot of Like, for me, Jeff Lemire is my favorite creator of all time. I love his art, especially.
I could see why. I mean, anytime Jeff Lemire stamped on something, you know it's going to be good. It's going to be
Yeah,
worth the read, and you're not really sure what to get. Sometimes he'll give you something that's soft and in the feels, and sometimes he'll give you something dark and scary. Or he really can bring the emotion out of you, man. And I've been kind of out of reading comics for like this year. I really want to see how he ended off that Swamp Thing book. I think the 3 issue DC Black Label series, right?
yeah, yeah. The hardcover's out now too.
That's what might have made me think about it again, seeing that solicited or something.
Yeah, yeah. But
He's
yeah,
great.
there's a lot of people out there that love his writing but can't stand his art. You know what I mean? And I love his
Yeah,
art so much. I went and got a panel from Essex County tattooed on my wrist. You know, but
that's dope.
yeah,
And I
it's
can see that because his art isn't something that's flashy or something like a Todd McFarlane would do, but his art is kind of like a backdrop for his stories. It's really his story, and you're just navigating through it and everything. And I like
exactly.
the fact that he has his own style. It's almost like a Calvin and Hobbesy type of style, right?
Yeah, for sure. I love everything he does, but when he's writing and drawing a book, that's when it's like peak Lemire for me.
Yeah, when he's doing both, you kind of assume that it's something that he was really into, that he came up with and wanted to just knock it out by himself.
That's it. That's it. Question number three. Who's the sexiest member of the YouTube comic book community? And unfortunately, you cannot pick yourself.
That's a hard one, man. Too many people will be mad if I say somebody. People will get upset. All right, I got it.
Okay.
I got it. I got
Uh-huh.
it.
Yeah,
All right, they go by Fee Mint. You can catch them. You can catch her usually on Sundays live on Gem Mint Collectibles.
there we go. Played it safe with your wife. I like it. Oh,
Okay, if I said anybody else, there would be too many jealousies going on.
yeah, yeah. There is a lot of sexy ones out there. We got, DJ Links. Comic Tom's pretty hot as well.
There's a
I love
couple.
it.
There's some
Yeah,
good lookers out there.
that's for sure. That's for sure. And unfortunately, there's some people out there that are a little bit unfortunate as well. We don't want to bring them down either. You
Right.
know.
If I don't name them, then
Question number four. In honor of Simple Simon, he's another Australian YouTuber. He's got black and red hair. But anyway, in honor of Simple
So he's
Simon,
kind of like, is he kind of like Rufio?
yeah, yeah, exactly. He's the comic book community's hashtag foot guy. He really likes feet. So we have this question in honor of Simple Simon. What comic book character, in your opinion, has the best feet?
Mm. It's funny that this question comes up because I just released a video today. I recorded it earlier. I edited it. It's kind of a hard word to say. I edited the video and I put it out. And a figure in that statue has a crazy foot. And I always love this foot as an action figure. And it's one of the rare times you've seen it as a statue, but it's the doppelganger Spider-Man. And he's got this crazy, like, 2-toe in the front, 1-toe claw in the back, kind of a foot. And it's the same for the hands, too. So that might be my favorite comic book foot, man. If I had to think about it. But there's other iconic feet, man, because you have to think. You got Hulk, iconic footprint.
Hmm.
Iron Man got the Mark whatever armor. But now I'm gonna stick with doppelganger Spider-Man. He deserves some love anyway.
That's perfect. I didn't even think about getting a different perspective of a comic book character's feet by the statue. And you've done a lot of statue reviews, so you would have seen a lot of different feet come to
Hundreds. Yeah.
life in statue form.
Yeah, some you don't think of. Some of them, like if they're realistic and they have shoes, the statue companies will do like the tread on the bottom, and it gets really intricate. So you start to notice all those things. I was trying to think of if there was any hooved foot, cloven foot. What do you call that? With like goat type feet characters,
Ah,
but not
yeah,
not in my collection. Not that must be from Mephisto or something.
there we go. Lots of comic book character feet out there that are well presented in statue form. That's great to hear. Um, Question number five. Why did you name your YouTube channel and I suppose Instagram channel first, Gem Mint Collectibles? And couldn't you think of something a little bit better?
Long story short, I posted a picture of my collection, got a ton more likes, and I decided to start my own account. Now, when I was thinking of what name for the Instagram account, at the time I was collecting all 9.8 slabs. So I wanted to call the account like 9.8. And I was like, maybe I'll spell it different. Maybe I'll spell out 9 and then put a dot and then spell out 8. Or maybe I'll do the number 9 and spell out point. You know what I mean? I was trying to think of like clever ways to have an account on Instagram called 9.8. And then for some reason, I was like, nah, you know what though? If I'm because I wanted to do that and have like the CGC 9.8 be the avatar or whatever, the profile picture. But I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do that, I should make it the highest grade. I should make it the 10. And it was gem mint underneath the 10. And I was like, damn, yeah, I should make it gem mint. So that's what I made it. And it was just gem mint for like a little while. And I had like my profile picture was the CGC slab of a CGC 10. And then eventually I wanted to make a YouTube channel or something. I always felt like Gem Mint Collectibles had a ring to it. Like if I opened up my own shop or if I started a YouTube channel, that's what I was going to name it. So it went from Gem Mint as the Instagram account into Gem Mint Collectibles. But what's ironic, or what's funny about it, is that I never intended to call myself Gem Mint. I just thought it was going to be, the page was going to be called that. I was just me. But people would like reply in the comments, "Oh, damn, Gem, that's a dope ass book," or whatever. And I'd be like, who is Gem? Like, I'm Gem? and I didn't really like it. I thought it was a little kind of like girly at first, like Gem. I didn't feel like a gem at the time, But I kind of just ran with it. And I kind of looked at it like it's one of those things where you can't really choose a nickname. It's kind of given to you, and that's the ones that really stick. And so that's how I ended up going by Gem Mint. Even in person, people call me like Gem Mint. Most people don't even know my real name.
There we go. Yeah, I feel the same as well. I never really noticed that I'd get called Whack a lot, but yeah, a lot of people are
Yeah.
just like, "Hey, Whack" in the comics and stuff like that. Not many people know me as Lee, but that's a good story. So 9.8 was the first one, and you're saying Gemmin is the better one.
Yeah, I don't know what made me think like if I'm going to name this page 9.8, I should name this page the highest grade you can be. I don't know like why I had that thought. So and then it just jumped immediately like, oh, Gem Mint 10, Gem Mint. Oh, I like Gem Mint. Like, let's call it Gem Mint. And then boom, it just kind of evolved from there.
Perfect. Did you own any Tim Gemins at the time, or were you like a bit of a
No,
protege?
there wasn't really anything like that. And over the years, there have been like some trading card accounts here or there, or even like retail stores or Gem Mint stuff, a lot pertaining to, like I said, like make trading cards or Pokemon cards or whatever. But nothing ever really clashed or anything.
And when did the
Different.
diamond come in?
The gem came through with. I feel like because when you type in gem on your phone, it autocorrects to that emoji in iPhone, right? So that would happen a lot. And then shout out to my man George from MCE. And he also has a channel now. I think it's called Hyperdrive, a Star Wars channel. So I want to give him props. He designed a logo for me when I was first starting. It was Gem Mint Collectibles, and it had the Superman logo in the middle with a G instead of an S. And I was like, yo, I like that logo a lot. But can you make that gem? I like that gem kind of shield you did, but can you make that the emoji gem from the iPhone instead of the G? Because if you think about it, it's really the same as the Superman emblem. You know what I mean?
Definitely, yeah.
So it came from there, and it kind of just, I happened to be lucky that there was the gem emoji. I had my own branded emoji I can use for the phone and everything, and that's kind of where the gem came from.
That's great. I had no idea. It was just a convenience from the iPhone.
Yeah, I mean, that has a lot to do with it. I always kind of try to take credit, like, yeah, man, we got our own emoji and everything. Are we
Yeah,
telling
just
Tom he got his? He got the glasses one, the emoji with the glasses.
yeah.
You know,
We need to think of something like that, an emoji that's already
whack.
built into the iPhone, for Whack. Yeah, I have no idea what they
Well,
would
so
do.
here's my thing, and this is why I didn't want to ask you before. We got on. I always thought whack was like, oh, that's whack. I don't like it. But
Mhm.
then recently, I was like, oh shit, does he mean like whack? Like you could slap something, or
Yeah, yeah, that's why I do like Whack, 'cause it has a lot of meaning. It's a bit of a double entendre, you know? You can yeah, it's the wax down effect. That's definitely what I was,
yeah,
had in mind when I named the channel. I was ready to call it something else. I searched Whack Comics because I wanted to be the only Whack Comics, I didn't wanna.
right, right, right.
So, I was gonna have it just some sort of sound effect and then comics, but no one had Whack Comics, so I was like, "Perfect," 'cause, yeah, Whack's the perfect one because yeah, it's a lot of it can be a slap, it could be whack something you don't like, it could be a whack,
Whack it
there's a
off. Yeah, I was thinking
a
that
lot
too.
of yeah, a lot of different, meanings for whack, But talking about whack, this is question number 6 actually. What comic book character is most likely to have a whack in their comic book, and what artist could you see drawing that character having that whack?
So who's whack?
A whack, like having a whack in the comic book.
Oh,
Yeah.
who can I see? Okay, right away. So I'm reading Deadpool right now. I'm reading the mini buses, and I'm on
Mhm.
volume 1. So I just read some great stuff from Cullen Bunn too, man. What Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, Illustrated, Deadpool kills Deadpool. I could see him being caught off in that, and I think I could see Ed McGuinness drawing that. That's already like a panel. Like he probably has done that if I really had to think about it, but
Yeah.
I can see
Wow.
Deadpool being, whack comics in comics.
Yeah. I think he would have like a bit of an ugly dick though, you know what I mean?
It would be,
Like
you know what it would be like? It would be like the oldest hot dog in the machine at
yeah,
like a convenience store or
that's it.
like a gas station.
Yeah. That's a perfect answer,
Yeah,
right there, and,
yeah,
yeah, I really do think that Deadpool, if especially if a Marvel character were to have a whack, it would be Deadpool for sure.
right.
Yeah,
Now, if you want to go Marvel DC, so we got our Marvel. Who on DC? See, I'm more of a Marvel guy.
mhm.
But if I think about DC, I mean, the Robins are all kind of like around that age. All right, maybe let's get too into it. A lot of
Okay,
teenage angst. I don't know. Anyway,
perfect, perfect.
yeah.
Um, question number 7, I feel like you would do really good at this,
Okay.
question here. In your best Mickey Mouse impression, could you please give us a quick review of Keanu Reeves' Berserker?
This is a talented request. I'm not really an impressions guy. I don't know to do the high pitched voice and all that.
Yeah. Anyone can do Mickey Mouse.
So let
The
me ask you. So other people have come on here and done the Mickey Mouse.
everyone, yeah, yeah.
Who has the most impressive Mickey Mouse impression?
I think it would have been, Comic Man Andy. He's got
Comic
a
Man
really
Andy.
yeah, he's got a really good, Mickey Mouse impression, and he has a really big, thick beard. I'm not sure if it's the beard that
Yeah.
helps him get to that high pitch that you require for the Mickey Mouse voice, but he
All
is
right,
good.
all right.
Yeah.
I got you. Mickey Mouse reviewing Berserk #1.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Hold on. Berserk #1 is Wolverine without claws, and he's a god, and he's Keanu Reeves. 10 out of 10.
That was perfect, Chad,
There you go.
that was
Mickey
great, yeah.
Mouse reviewing Berserker #1, which is actually a really dope series, man.
It is, yeah. I honestly I love that first issue. I think it fell off a little bit as it went on, but it
Yeah,
was,
as things do, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But I
But,
do like how they kind of wrapped it up at issue 12, but left it open ended. I have a copy of the what is it, a one shot that came out? What is it, Poetry Madness or something?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Was it good? The Poetry Madness?
I haven't read it, have you? You haven't read
Uh,
it?
I haven't read it either. I have a copy right here too. I haven't read it. Maybe I should whack it.
You could. That'd be a good one. That would be a good one.
I gotta
Uh,
find where I put it.
this is, question number 8. Chem, someone has a gun to your head, and they're telling you to sing a karaoke song to save your life. What song are you singing?
Damn, that's crazy. That's a tough one because I've pondered this before, and the reason why I'm so conflicted is because my favorite rap group of all time is Bone Thugs and Harmony,
Mhm.
and I don't think the biggest fan would really want to lay their life on the line trying to hit that 100%. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna mess up.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know. Plus, there's certain words that I wouldn't say, and you know what I mean. So that gets a little difficult. You know what I think I'm. You know what I think I might do.
What's that?
Damn, it's a tough one, man. Have you provided yours on the show? Has anyone asked you what's the song that you can do? Give me a little time to think.
All right. I think the song that I would choose is the song that never ends. This is the
Dang.
song that never ends.
Hold on, I'm
It's a
trying to
good
think of the song with the goat. What is it called again? Lamb Chop
yeah,
from the show
that's
Lamb
the
Chop.
guy. Yeah,
Oh, I got you. Ready?
All right.
I'm gonna go with you. Same vibes. The Reading Rainbow theme song.
Oh, can you give us a little demonstration,
You
please?
take a look. It's in a book. It's reading rainbow.
That was beautiful.
I can't. They got to remake that, man.
Jem, if you didn't make it as a YouTuber, you could have easily made it as a singer. You have a beautiful singing voice, sir.
Thank you. You're too kind.
Just beautiful. Um, question number 9. What Disney character would you put into Red Room? Are you familiar with Red Room at all?
I know of Red Room. I haven't read it, but I know what it is.
Yeah, yeah, the kid thing.
Disney character in Red Room. It's kind of a tough thing because Red Room is like it's not just that it's violent, it's also right, it's hitting both of those genres. So what
Mm.
character? Oh man. All right, I'm gonna say one. This is gonna be really weird, man. Oh, let me think of a better one. Oh, let me think of a better one. Disney character to go to Red Room. It's got you would really want this on a bad character, right? Like an evil character. You wouldn't want
Uh,
to put a good character in Red Room.
unless you wanted to.
I don't know that there's a character that deserves it. Damn, you know what? Nah, this is messed up. No, I can't do that. Because then you can't. All right, let me. I'm gonna. Digging deep into my Disney knowledge banks to see who deserves it. Who is a real. Who like. If you could really send somebody. Damn. Who's a real POS? Hmm. All right. You know what I'm gonna go with? I think we're gonna try to go noble as noble as we can in a situation like this. When you're granted this much power, I think you got to go with the guy who killed Bambi's mom.
That's a good one.
And I think you got to go. That's like if you can go back and take someone out from history, like who do you
Mhm.
go for?
Yeah,
Or I mean, there's a lot of killers out there who killed Nemo's mom.
it's the shark.
Was it the shark? No, I'm pretty sure it was an unknown, isolated off-screen incident, unless I'm mistaken. Anyway, I'll stick with my first one. I can sleep good at night with that answer.
That is a good answer for sure.
Oh, thank you. Did you have
Um,
one?
do I have one? I'd probably go.
Ooh, I got a round two when you're done.
I'd probably go Elsa, to be honest. I'd let her
Mm.
go into the Red Room.
Yours was better than mine. All right, let's go.
Did you have your round two?
No. We'll
No?
keep that
All right.
one. We'll keep that one for next time.
All right. All right. Question number 10. Can you please show me and everyone watching how you, Jem, would whack a comic book?
All right. Now I'm only doing this to this comic book because it's already been damaged. It's got damaged corners, and because Ric Flair, the Nature Boy, is a wrestler, he could handle being whacked. So this
Hmm.
is how I would whack a comic book. Man, you are whack.
Perfect. Perfect. That's an easy one everyone can do at home as well. Just
Just what? But you got to do it. Ric Flair, he's used to getting whacked in the
hmm
ring.
hmm
Yeah.
That's perfect. Jem, that was the 10 like questions, but now we have 10 this or that questions, okay? But you can choose to answer them how you want to and elaborate if you choose to do so. The
Okay.
first one is Nas or Biggie?
Mm. Dang. Hmm. Okay, I think I have to go Biggie, and I can elaborate because it's hard to pick because the body of work. Biggie
Hmm.
having so few albums and Nas having so many, but I always look at it too like a lot of these times, a lot of times with the artists, it's like, would they have kept it up with more? Like Nas has more content, but that doesn't mean he has better. Sometimes I feel like I don't know. That's why I got to give it to Biggie. I feel like in fewer bodies of work has more greatness in it.
There we go. Good answer. Good answer. Shout out to the immortal Biggie Shacker as well. Baby Yoda or Jar Jar Binks?
I gotta go Grogu all day, man.
You reckon?
Huh, what is this for? What is it? Who's better or who's worse?
It's an open question.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So I'm choosing. I would prefer Grogu as a character over Jar Jar Binks, and I'm not a Jar Jar Binks hater. I just thought it
Mm.
was a very kind of tropey character, and baby Grogu, Baby Yoda is just badass.
Fair enough. I think personally, I think Jar Jar Binks is the greatest Star Wars character of all time. He gave the power of the Senate to Palpatine. He started everything leading up to, you know, Darth Vader and the Sith taking over. I don't think we would have got there if it wasn't for Jar Jar. But that's just my opinion.
Mhm. I kind of like that kind of a theory. I'm not really a big Star Wars like lore guy. Like I've watched all this stuff, but hey, I like your theory on it. I like your take.
There we go. Would you rather die from drowning or getting suffocated by Tyler? Tyler's my co-host, by the way. That's not here. By Tyler's tootsies,
His who?
his tootsies, his feet.
Oh, I'm gonna go water because I wouldn't want to give Tyler the satisfaction of being the one to take me out. It'd have
Yeah,
to be a force of nature.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
There we go. I personally would choose Tyler's tootsies because I'm very afraid of drowning.
No, that sucks. But both are kind of the same way we think about it with the inability to breathe. So it's kind of
Mm,
like kind of the
yeah,
same.
I think Tyler would nurture you through the experience, though.
So you
You
would
know,
look at it like a peaceful.
yeah.
It wouldn't be his conquest; it would be his duty almost.
Yeah, he would really nurture you through it and, like, make sure that you're passing to the other side okay, like, and you're at
Mm,
peace now, and he'll
no,
talk you through it.
maybe a family member, but not nah. Me and Tyler don't know
Uh,
each other like that, man. Hell
uh,
no.
maybe if you know each other better,
Maybe
maybe. That's all I
the
need.
way you're dressing it up, it doesn't sound too bad, to be honest.
Would you rather burn a piece of Todd McFarlane's art or Greg Capullo's art if you absolutely had to?
Ah, man, come on, you can't burn a piece of art.
You
Todd
have to.
McFarlane. Okay, I would have to. I would say that Capullo got a sacrifice, man, for the man that paved the way, really, or at least put Capullo on. Is how I looked at it. I don't really know too much of Capullo's origin, but I know that Spawn was definitely early on for him.
It was, yeah.
And when I was a kid, I didn't know that it was a different artist. I thought it was Todd McFarlane until I don't know some year of age. I was like, oh, Greg Capullo. How long has he been doing the covers for these books? Oh shit, for a long ass time.
Yeah, so yeah.
Shout out Greg Capullo.
So you would choose Greg Capullo?
I would say let's burn the Greg Capullo piece just to show respect to the Todd father. I think he would choose the same thing.
Yeah, I think he would too. I think he would too. That's a good answer.
Mm.
What country is better, Australia or America?
Hmm. So I have to go America only because I don't know anything about Australia except for what I've learned in that episode of The Simpsons,
Which is all true, by the way.
which we've confirmed is 100% fact.
Mhm.
Kind of, yeah, rep where you're from. I've never been to Australia. I'm sure it's nice. I hear they have crazy big bugs, very
Yeah,
big insects. That's
yeah,
scary.
it's
Yeah,
scary.
yeah.
So
I'll
it's
go with that.
just a fully biased answer is what you're
Yeah,
telling.
yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
uh,
An American answer, if you want to really know the truth.
Definitely, definitely. Well, if you ever want to come to Australia, I can show you where all the bugs are at and all the snakes and the drop bears and so forth.
Got you, got you.
Would you rather eat Tyler's comic book ice cream sandwich or my comic book fairy bread? Are you aware of fairy bread? Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay, it's an Australian staple at birthday parties, especially kids' birthday parties. It's basically uh, a bread, butter, and hundreds of thousands like sprinkles. So you're basically looking at butter and sugar.
Butter and sugar versus what?
An ice cream sandwich, comic book ice cream sandwich.
But why is
That
it a
has
comic book ice cream sandwich? I feel like there's something that I don't know what's going on here.
Okay, so the comic book, the bread you're looking at on both of these options, the bread option is comic books. So you're gonna
Mm.
be the comic.
So
There's gonna be like
okay, so either an ice cream sandwich made out of comic books or
fairy
sprinkles in
bread,
comic books?
or fairy bread made out of comic books. Yeah, we're gonna put some butter and
Oh.
some hundreds and
Well, I think
thousands.
the fairy bread makes more sense because you're actually incorporating the book as an ingredient, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
With his, it sounds like it sounds like you're going raw on the comics with
Mm,
ice cream sandwiched in between.
that's exactly it. Yeah.
No, no, that's a terrible idea. You gotta really get the food processor out, get those comics. I think Golden Age comics might do a little bit better, maybe a little bit more brittle. You
Yeah.
break
Yeah.
it down, you get it with the batter, your sprinkles. You can go color or chocolate or all one color,
Yeah.
and you bake it 400 degrees, a lot of butter. Yeah, I'm going fairy bread all day.
Awesome. Awesome.
I
I'm
might
glad that
make
you.
that after this show.
Please do. I'd love to see your results. Maybe you can put it in your next vlog or something like that. That'd be great. Yeah.
I am working on one right now. Oh, I was supposed to do something for the vlog. Hold on. Can I do this on the vlog?
Do it for sure.
All right, guys. So real quick, we're just doing the vlog. Well, I'm in the middle of an interview with Whack Comics. What's up, Lee?
What up? How you going? Lee from Whack Comics. So
You know
good
what?
to have getting on.
I don't think they can hear you. So,
Oh, okay.
Lee will be in there. Well, maybe we'll put a little clip from the video. Who knows?
That's it.
All right.
That's it.
Yeah.
Perfect, man.
Boom.
I'm honored to make it into the vlog. That was great.
Well, you haven't made it in yet, so
Oh, all right.
we'll see
Fingers
how this
crossed.
we'll see how this goes.
All right. um, the next question is: would you rather own Amazing Fantasy number 15 or Nick's Kicks and Comics Missing Finger? Nick's Kicks and Comics has 9.5 fingers, and there's like a
He's
missing
missing
part.
the trigger finger.
Yeah.
That's not good. I would say the AF-15 because I've owned one before and I sold it and I would like it. I would like to have one back in the collection.
Oh, really? Well,
I never had
oh,
a Nick finger. I don't know if I would get the same joy. I don't
mm.
think it would have the same resale value unless, it depends how much it's worth to him, I guess. But how long has he been without?
He's been without it for a long time,
No,
as
he's
long as I'm
probably
aware.
already accustomed, so it's
Yeah.
really worthless.
I personally think it's more of a one
It's
of a
more of a one
kind.
of one. No,
Yeah,
I get that. I
yeah,
get that, but it doesn't have just because something is a one out of one doesn't mean it has value. Especially
yeah,
if Nick's been trudging along for decades without the use of his trigger finger. He's not missing it. He's the only one prospective buyer.
that's true. That's true. There could be other people out there that would be interested in it. Just to be able to hang that finger over his head and be like, "I got something you need, but you're not gonna
You
get."
could have also used that to unlock his phone, but they've already
Mm,
bypassed that with the facial recognition.
yeah, yeah,
Because otherwise, you got to do like Simon Phoenix in Demolition Man and get the eye, and the eye gets you in.
definitely. Next question is Christine Aguilera or Britney Spears?
I gotta go. So when I look at this, I'm looking at myself as a teen during the height of this era, going down live action in real time. TRL. Brittany had the hits. Christina had the talent, but Brittany, I got to give it to her on the hits. And now, if you look at longevity, standing the test of time, it's weird because Brittany's got more relevancy, but she doesn't seem like she's doing better. If you know what I'm saying.
Mm,
Whereas
mm.
Christina Aguilera, you don't really hear anything about her. She might be chilling. So
You
I
know,
don't know. Yeah, let's go. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Christina Aguilera actually just announced an Australian tour. She's coming down to Australia for a tour.
Yeah. You know what? I got to give it to Britney. Overall, just
Mhm.
relevancy, star power, hits, doing it with less talent.
Yep,
That's impressive to me.
less talent. That's great.
Doing
I
more
love
with less, working smarter, not harder.
I love Britney. When I was growing up, I was quite young, um, when she was hitting the scene, and she was definitely my first childhood crush. You know what I mean? Like I saw her up there, hitting it one more time and stuff like that.
All that. You know what
Yeah.
was huge around that time too was Spice Girls. Was that big over
Mhm.
there in Australia?
It was, yeah, the
It was
Spice Girls
huge.
movie,
And then they just went
especially.
away, right? Like
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Um, who cares about the Spice Girls? They're definitely not I.
No. But it was impressive how big of an impact I felt it. and I wasn't
Mm.
even a fan or anything.
I think there's a lot of those girl bands or boy bands that get really big and then just sizzle, like One
Yeah.
Direction. You know,
Oh, yeah, yeah. And then the genre fades a little bit, and then that kind of thing is out, and then there's a new thing that's in.
there is one of the guys from 1D that is still going hard though, isn't there?
Oh,
Harry
I don't know.
Styles, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he was a 1D boy, but
yeah.
there we go. The next
That was a little
question,
bit after my time. My kids are into that.
they introduce you to the 1D?
They never really introduced me to them, but I mean, they put me onto music. But my daughters are, first of all, I had kids really young, so my kids are like, man, they're not even that much younger than me. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
they put me onto a lot of old school music, like Deftones. I never listened to Deftones really. My daughter
Oh,
put me
really?
onto that. It's a vice versa thing. Put them onto music. They put us onto music.
Yeah, that's great. Deftones is a good one to get into. I fucking love Deftones. I've seen them live twice now, and they're really good live. If you get the chance, I definitely recommend it.
I think they're coming by our way, actually, trying to get me to take them there. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, you'll definitely enjoy it. Next question: who is the better YouTuber, Comic Tom or Very Gary? And unfortunately, you have to choose one.
Who's the better YouTuber?
Mm,
I think Gary would agree that Tom's a better YouTuber because that's kind of what Gary's doing secondary. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And in Tom's defense too, it's almost like a secondary thing for him too. I feel like Tom puts the YouTube thing up kind of with what he does with the mail call, and
yeah,
his YouTube is such a big part of him. Whereas Gary's like chronicling what he's doing.
mm-hmm,
It's kind of like a vlog, like, yo, this is what I'm doing. And YouTube is showing what's going on with buying collections, getting them slab, getting them back, setting up at shows. So just because I think on the YouTuber side, but not to downplay what Gary does, because obviously Gary's the man. But I'll give it to Tom on the YouTuber tip.
I suppose it's hard not to give it to Tom as well because you do a show with him every week, and
A little bit of a bias there,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
But Gary and I go way back. I know him longer than Tom. We go
Oh,
back
really?
before I think I started the YouTube channel. Yeah, yeah. Before I started YouTube through Instagram, which I mentioned earlier. I know Gary from back in the day. I think before we both started doing this. So no, Gary's my dude. Always, if anyone who's ever met him knows he's the nicest guy. He's always willing to help you out. Yeah.
That's awesome. I actually hit up Comic Tom to come on the show, but he never replied to any of my messages or emails. I know he's a busy guy, but
So don't feel bad. You're not the only one. I hear that all the time.
fingers crossed. Maybe one day.
You ever spent the day with him, you would understand why. It would be so clear to you right away, like, oh, this guy is in a million miles, a million directions at once, all at one time, and it's from beginning to end. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. Yeah. How do
Anyway,
you go recording with him? Would you mind telling us all a little bit about that?
yeah. So the process is we record together, kind of similar to what me and you are doing right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I'll be capturing my footage on my end, and I'll send him the raw footage so that they can edit it, as clear as possible. And I always really appreciated Tom's professionalism and the work ethic and the production value that he puts into those videos because he doesn't edit them. I don't edit them. He has his guy Zorro, who does a great job and does things that I could never do, and makes it like a real well packaged thing. So that's why I love doing it. We've been doing that together for like over 3 years now.
Yeah, that's it. I was gonna say there's definitely a reason why it's gone on so long, and people tune in every week to watch it. And
Yeah,
it's also up for
yeah.
a CBC award as well. I think a couple of categories it's in it as
Well, we
well.
won one for that video, which is very cool, and it's also something I really like what those guys do, and I think Brian knows that I don't promote it purposely on my end because I don't want to ever like try to give an unfair advantage where, oh, this guy's got this amount of subs, and which by the way doesn't mean that every single person is going to see whatever I promote. You know what I mean? But
Definitely.
I didn't want to try to just make an unfair advantage of just swarming with people who might come from watching statue unboxings or whatever.
Yeah.
But I like to see them grow organically and just do it on their own and catch people on the way.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool thing that Brian. So maybe instead of telling people to go and vote for yourself, you could say, "Hey, Whack Comics is up for most comedic YouTuber, go vote for Whack. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe if they were cutting me a check on the back end, we could talk about it.
Ooh, we'll
No, I'm
talk
just
about it.
joking.
We'll
I'm just
talk about
joking.
it after this is done. Maybe, maybe. Uh, the last question, and maybe the most important question, is pus or sperm?
Oh man, come on, man. What's the answer? Okay, so okay, one of them is gross and has no benefits, and the
Mhm.
other one is gross but has good benefits.
Yeah, yeah.
One of them is the bringer of life. The other one is helps you out with a wound. So I don't really know that there's an answer. Just those are things.
They are. It's a hard
They,
question to answer. I think I'm
yeah,
being a little bit unfair leaving that
yeah,
question at the end there, so not
yeah,
too much pressure on you to think about it
yeah.
too much. I think, the answer you gave is, relevant, you
Well, the
broke it
thing
down
about
into
it
categories.
was an answer
Mm,
to the
that's it.
question. It really wasn't a question. I don't really know that many of these were questions. If I'm thinking back to them,
Mm,
some of them
mm.
statements. This or that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But, that is 10 whack questions. That's all the questions gone through. I appreciate your time so fucking much, Jen. It really has been an honor to sit down here with you and, ask you these ridiculous questions, and, you've been a real sport about it and given us some, really, thoughtful answers, and, yeah, I really appreciate your time, sir.
I appreciate. Thank you for the thought provoking questions and statements, and some that were just words together. And I had a lot of fun. Appreciate you asking me to come on.
The very last question I ask everyone, who would you like to see on 10 Whack Questions next?
It's got to be Comic Tom.
Coming time, like I said, fuck, I've, he's
You
like
got to say it.
the white whale, the unicorn. Maybe one day, fingers crossed.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Um,
He got me to go on to Comic Journey.
oh, did he really?
Yeah, so maybe I can try to see. We'll
Yeah.
see if we can return the favor.
Awesome, man. I'd really appreciate that. You had a quick time. We're gonna try really hard to come after you next, motherfucker. Thank you again, Jem, for your time, and thanks everyone for watching.
Ignacio, he's an artist and a whore. You pay me not this, nothing he withdraw. Ignacio, Ignacio. Ignacio. I met the cunt when he was short and killaroo. Now he judges which character you choose. Ignacio, he knows how they poo. Now he's whacking all over you. Ignacio, Ignacio. Ignacio, Ignacio, Ignacio. Ignacio.
So I think this one, Gem. Can I call you Gem? Should I call you Mint? Minty Fresh? I'm sorry. We don't know each other, but I don't want to overstep my boundaries. But we're talking about a character whacking. Sorry, uh, in the wrong comic, and I think Deadpool, drawn by Ed McGuinness. I mean, it's a classic, and I think that would be especially disturbing if he breaks the fourth wall while he's doing that and he's talking to you. I don't know. Maybe I would keep reading, but I think a lot of people would stop reading after that. I mean, how uncomfortable could it be? He's, I mean, and does he stick? I mean, he regenerates, but he's all scarred and burned and fucked up. I wonder how his stick looks. Well, we might have to contact Ed and ask him to give us some sketches, gather some money for that. Well, but I think it's perfect, and I think he needs to break the fourth wall and talk to you while he jerks, because that's why he's jerking, because you're watching him jerk, right? I think so. Perfect.
Isn't Ed the wrestling guy?
What?
Isn't Ed the wrestling guy?
No, Ed McGuinness is an artist that did
Oh,
the.
McGinnis. I thought it was McMahon.
No, no. Did I say McMahon?
No, I
don't
was thinking McMahon.
Ignacio, he's an artist and a whore. You payment up, there's nothing he would draw. Ignacio, Ignacio. Iggy, Ignacio. I met the cunt when he was short and killer rude. Now he judges which character you choose. Ignacio, he knows how they poo. Now he's whacking all over you. Ignacio, Ignacio. Iggy, Ignacio. Ignacio, Ignacio. Iggy, Ignacio.